Good morning, YouTube. This is Mike again here in Detroit with another song application for beginners, high beginners, intermediates that you can play in church. This one is a Hezekiah Walker song, I Need You to Survive. And before I begin this tutorial, I'm going to let you know that I'm not in any way trying to make this sound like the record. This is a progression. The reason I chose this song, it's a progression that you will hear over and over and over. So it's not only a good song to play, it's a good song to learn from. The progression that I'm speaking of is 1, 3, 4, 5. Sharp 5 diminish. 2, 6. 6 is going to go to 3. And then repeat to the 4. To the 5. 5, sharp 5 diminish, 2, 6. To 3. And repeat, 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 repeat. It's kind of a loop thing. So let me tell you that progression again so you can jot it down. And today, because Hezekiah Walker does it, we're going to do it in 3 different keys. So I'm in the key of D flat. I hate to keep repeating myself, but I don't know who just pops in. If that doesn't make sense, go through the beginner series and the intermediate series, and then that will make perfect sense. Also, I want to direct you to the video I made that set up this little series. Beginners, intermediates, you can play in church. Go to my channel, find that video. That's a place to start. So, one of the reasons that this may or may not sound like the record is voicings. If you're a beginner, you're going to voice a 1 chord like maybe this, or this, or this. If you're more intermediate, maybe you voice it like this, or this, or this. But I really am not, I do believe in transcribing for a reason, but I'm not really trying to make it sound exactly like the record. So I do try to be faithful to the melody. So the melody goes, so the melody is there. So that probably tells me to voice this first chord in first inversion. But if somebody is singing that, I don't need to do that. I need you, you need me around. Okay, so it just depends on whether you are trying to emphasize the melody. Don't worry if I played that a little fast. So don't worry, I will break all of that down. But right now, I'm trying to get you to see the progression that we're working with, and this progression is in a lot of songs. It's just in a lot. It's one of those go-to songwriter progressions. 1, some kind of 1. Maybe it's that. Maybe you're voicing the 1 here. Doesn't really matter. So when you change your voicings, you're gonna be playing a little bit differently than the musician on the record played. But a 1 chord going to a 3 chord, going to a 4 chord, going to a 5 chord. Now this is a kind of a 5 fancy voicings because there's your flat 7, there's a 9th, there's a 5th. And it slides very nicely to a diminished chord, sharp 5 diminished, to the 6th chord. Drop to your bass is going to walk down. So the bass said 5, 4, 3. Back up to the 4 chord. This time let's voice it a little different. Voicing is a lifelong study. Here's my A diminished chord. That's sharp 5 diminished. Then loop. This is a good voicing for a G flat chord right here. I use that often. And here's a good voicing for an A flat 7 chord. Now, look, this voicing is great voice leading because when I'm going to my A diminished, all I gotta do is drop this note down here. Okay, so you get the idea. We're after the progression first. Now, let me try to do that in a little bit more beginner kind of way for my beautiful beginners out there. There's our flow voicing. We talked about that in 3 or 4 videos now. For talk music. Now, Hezekiah Walker modulates this song or changes keys a couple of times. So he starts off in D flat, but then he jumps to a whole step up, it goes to E flat. So let's find that same progression in E flat. So now that means you need to know the E flat scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So we got. Now what's the 3 chord in E flat? G minor is. What's the 4 chord in E flat? A flat is. Now we need a 5 chord. We need a sharp 5 diminished. Now we need a 6 chord. Back to the 3, to the 4. The 5 or might be voicing these chords very differently than I'm voicing them. So before I leave this video, I promise I will pause my fingers a little bit more. Right now, hear the progression. Just internalize that progression. 1, 3, 4, 5, sharp 5 diminished to 6. Just internalize that. Play it over and over and over again. Just internalize that progression. So that's E flat. Then we jump up another whole step. Now we have F. Okay, that means I gotta know the F scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need a 1 chord. Now I'm on a 3 chord. Now I'm on the 4 chord. So this 5 chord is kind of like a 5 sus. Now I need a sharp 5 diminished. Now I need a 6 chord. Now I'm on the 3 chord. Back to the 4 chord. Let's do it this way. Let's do the 6 chord this way. Voicings do matter, but we'll work out the voicings later. Get the progression down. Now, that's the 3 keys we need to get this progression in if we're going to play I Need You to Survive. But more than that, you're learning to get progressions and think in terms of progression, which is right where you want to be. Now, after you thought about it for 2 weeks or whatever, then you can kind of forget about it because now you have internalized it. Okay. So the 1, 3, 4, 5, sharp 5 diminished to 6. And then you're going to circle back to the 3, 4, 5, sharp 5 diminished 6. You're going to loop that. That is the song. So let me go back and kind of do that progression, and so I'll freeze a little bit so you can get these voicings up there. That's a 1 chord, but so is this. So is this. However you want to voice it. Now, let me digress just for a second. Let's say you're playing triads, and let's play you're playing. Here's where practice is boring. It's boring, but it's useful. So I'm playing a D flat, basic triad in root position. Just for fun, let's play that around the circle of fourths. What comes after D flat on the circle? G flat does. Comes after G flat, B does. How about this? How about that? See what I'm doing? I'm just taking that same voicing around the circle. Now I'm back where I started from. I could have done that in second inversion. I could have done that in first inversion. I could have done that. And so it's every now and then pause and check yourself. Do I really have my foundational skills in order? That's the stuff we taught you back in the beginner series. Every now and then, you haven't played that inversion for 2 months, you might start slipping. This is the way to catch those things and keep your foundational skills shored up. Now back to the song. Okay. Let's say if you're more advanced, you have to do the same thing. Maybe you're playing a D flat chord like this. Well, then take that chord around the circle, that voicing, that's a little too low. That's better. You get the idea. So when you learn these voicings in one song in one key, the circle exercise is a good one to do. So I need you, you need me. Um, and this voicing, this D flat is a sus chord. That's the fourth in D flat. It wants to resolve here. So we got this. Okay, so let's pick a voicing and then I'll try to shoot for kind of intermediate or in the middle somewhere. So let's go here. That's a good voicing. That's one chord. And then all we have to do is lift this up and move it over here. And we got this. And maybe this. So that's not too tough, is it? There's the 4 chord. There's the 5 chord. Now this note stays the same. This is going to drop to here. This is going to go here. There's your sharp 5 diminished. Now we're going to go here. It's like a D flat over B flat. And the bass is going to walk down. Not much changing. This went to here. Same voicing. And then you got the loop going back around. So those are some pretty good voicings. Now let's go to, now we're going to go up to E flat. We're going to go here. And if you want to flow on E flat, okay, so finally we go to F. so we have some kind of one chord. So I think I did this. Now we gotta need a 3 chord. To the 4 chord. To a 5 chord. Sharp 5 diminished. To the 6. 4 chord. 5 chord. Now the 5 chord is either going to go back to 1 if the song's over, or it's going to go to 6 if you're going to loop. So let's say we're going to loop. We're on a 5 chord and the song's not over. So here we're going to go here. But if I'm on the 5 chord and the song is over, then I'm going to go to the 1 chord. Now this little that little ditty that's at the end of that, that's just a 2-5-1, and I don't know what, start on the 5. That's nothing but a 2-5-1. See, we're in the key of F right now, so we got start on the 5th degree. So that's a lot to chew on, and this might be much more in the intermediate range because the song does modulate. But even you beginners start getting your head around that progression: 1, 3, 4, 5, sharp 5 diminished to 6, or 1, 3, 4, 5 back home. One of that progression. Work out some voicings. And I got a test for you before I go. That 1, 3, 4, 5 progression, it's in a lot of songs. So if you hear, so let me play it without the "I need you to survive" vibe. Let's pick a key. Let's go back to D flat. That was a 1, 3, 4, 5 in D flat. Here's the test. What songs do you hear? What songs do you hear that use that progression? Put it in the comments below. Nice little test for you. In the meantime, have yourself a blessed day. This is Mike, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.